In 2016, Ariana Grande released her third studio album, and it marked a turning point in Ariana's career that would be irreversible. Dangerous Woman would be the album that changed the trajectory of her career, from that girl from Nickelodeon to a full-blown pop star. This was the album that made future albums like Sweetener, Thank You Next, Positions, and Eternal Sunshine possible. Many people try to give that credit to Sweetener, although I think Dangerous Woman deserves that spot and deserves that credit. Also, she killed off Cat Valentine for good this time, with a more edgy pop record than her previous albums. Many artists who come from Nickelodeon or Disney backgrounds still tend to have those qualities of Nickelodeon. That clean image. And is still remembered for their specific roles from that time, even though years have passed since. Take Miranda Cosgrove, for example. She is still known as Carly Shay or Megan Parker from iCarly and Drake and Josh, despite playing in several movies and shows over the years since the ending of iCarly. But that's a topic for another video, because at some point, I do want to talk about Miranda Cosgrove's short-lived music career. But that's a topic for another day. Ariana Grande spent the first two albums getting her name out there, especially during the My Everything era. She was literally everywhere, and on records you didn't expect her to be on. Not even a month after the ending of Sam and Cat, she appeared on Bang Bang with Nicki Minaj and Jessie J. I call this the first death of Cat Valentine, because you could tell that Ariana and her team were really trying to kill off that image, that Cat Valentine image. They were really trying to push her away from it. Fast forward to Dangerous Woman, especially the title track's music video, was the final blow. I still remember when the music video had folks up in arms about it. Even had Ariana Grande snap back at a fan. Dangerous Woman was also the first record where Ariana Grande swore for the first time as well. This was so hype as she finally killed off that Nickelodeon image. Because back then, former child stars had that squeaky clean image that they carry over from their time on Nickelodeon and Disney. So even swearing on a record or doing something as scandalous as the music video for Dangerous Woman was a big deal. Dangerous Woman was also everywhere. You could literally not go anywhere without hearing Into You or Side to Side featuring Nicki Minaj. These songs were played everywhere that summer. This album pretty much solidified Ariana Grande's status as a pop star and showed us that she wasn't going anywhere. This was when Ariana Grande also became more associated with the Illuminati pop, because I remember YouTube channels used to make videos about it. That's when you know you've made it, when you made it to those discussions. I always feel like people don't give this album enough credit for what it accomplished for Ariana Grande's music career. This is probably because a lot of people became fans of her after Sweetener and Thank You Next. But fans who were there since Yours Truly, or even earlier, knows that the Ariana Grande you had during those albums were made possible through Dangerous Woman. It introduced us to a sound in Ariana Grande's music and a more confident woman. Without Dangerous Woman, you might not have gotten the controversial God is a Woman from the Sweetener album and the boundaries she pushed with that album. So while Sweetener and Thank You Next are her most known records, Dangerous Woman is the album that made those albums possible. One of my favorite tracks from Dangerous Woman is Leave Me Lonely, featuring Macy Gray. There's not many songs in her discography that are like that one. Moonlight serving as the intro song also. I always felt she was one of the best when it comes to album intros. Also, fun fact, did you know that Dangerous Woman was supposed to be called Moonlight? Also, Focus was supposed to be the lead single off the then Moonlight album. Even though this was Ariana Grande's third album of her career at the time, Dangerous Woman was her most forward-driven album at the time, and it was her first album as a fully realized music artist. Dangerous Woman is also banger after banger. When you go to the track list, you got Side to Side, Dangerous Woman, Into You, Greedy, Leave Me Lonely, Every Day, and I Don't Care. So many bangers on this album. I Don't Care was pure R&B excellence from Ariana Grande, and it was right in the middle of 2016 culture. This year is especially remembered for its music and pop culture presence. And when it comes to how massive the music scene really was back then, Ariana Grande was right in the middle of it. Dangerous Woman showed that Ariana Grande was more confident than ever. going with her floral dresses from the Cat Valentine and Nickelodeon era, as well as the stronger vocal range. As she further demonstrates, she was indeed the vocalist of her generation. Ariana Grande was showing the world that she could do any style of music she wanted to, and she did just that. The rock influence of Dangerous Woman's title track is one of my favorite things about the record. It's something I would absolutely love to see Ariana Grande explore again. Dangerous Woman was also Ariana Grande's most mature record at this point, because her first two records, especially Yours Truly, was her starting point. At the time, she was still known as Cat Valentine from Victorious and Sam and Cat. Plus, she was still wearing the floral dresses and outfits. Dangerous Woman was the album that changed the trajectory of Ariana Grande's career, and it was the album that showed us of what she was truly capable of. So as we close out this video, remember to put some respect on Dangerous Woman, because without it, we may not have Sweetener and Thank You Next, and all the other albums that came after. But if you've managed to make it to the end of this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you like to see. This is Cedric from Alter Universe, a place where we discuss music, pop culture, and pretty much anything I want to talk about.
Let's share at Alter Universe. This transmission is brought to you by Alter Universal Enterprises, home of Alter Universe and Alter Satellite. There are no limits.